Thanks for joining us for the midday news. Madang Police is looking into the fire that started in the early hours of Wednesday morning at the TVWAN University. The fire started in a storage shed, then spread to an ablution block belonging to the freehand dormitory where first-year male students normally reside. Students managed to put out the fire using buckets of water, saving the infrastructure from extensive damage. Madang PPC Acting Superintendent Robert Byam said arrest will be made as soon as suspects are identified. This should be done by the week's end. Meantime, the institution is concluding an independent inquiry into the incident. DW President Father Philip Gibbs said the university will also be looking at fire safety measures, including having firefighting equipments. Lawyers in this current day and age are not trained well enough to carry out their duties, says Chief Justice of Papua New Guinea, Sir Gibbs Salika. Chief Justice Salika said reasons being the increased number of intakes to the University of Papua New Guinea Law School. The large number of students means lecturers or trainers are challenged with giving each student enough time and resources. One other issue, he said, is infrastructure.
Currently has 83 students. Last year it had 153 with 83 trainees. With the level of space, the amount of space we have there at the Legal Training Institute, it can fit that number of people. But how can you give proper, one-on-one kind of instructions to trainees? My class was 20, and we had sufficient number of instructors to give us one-on-one instructions, and you would have a better understanding of what you are being taught or instructed on. In this day and age, the numbers are huge, and with a huge number of trainees in a class, it's not easy to educate or to instruct those people and pass on your skills, your knowledge to the next lot of lawyers that are coming up. And so
Minister for Petroleum Jimmy Maladina has stepped aside from office to allow for a judicial process to follow in the Australian court. He was charged for allegedly assaulting a 31-year-old woman in Bondi, Sydney on Saturday, July 6th. Maladina is facing a domestic assault charge which will be heard in the court this week. Prime Minister James Marape in a statement announced the decision by the Petroleum Minister Maladina to step aside from his position. The Prime Minister urged the public to refrain from spreading speculations as this matter is now before the competent prosecutorial process. Meantime, an acting appointment will be made to carry on the work of the ministry. As society navigates rapid advancement in artificial intelligence and geopolitical upheavals, the media sector grapples with financial ravages from digital disruption and the enduring impacts of COVID-19 pandemic. This has been highlighted by USP Journalism Associate Professor Shailendra Singh during the 2024 Pacific Media Conference in Suva. Singh said the smallest and isolation of the region offer no protection from these global threats, which pose unprecedented risk to our media sector. He said the three-day conference aims to facilitate discussions and provide deeper insight into the problems faced in the media sector in search of solutions. The main purpose of the conference is for two major reasons. The Pacific media sector is under-researched, and the sector is in the throes of profound changes and challenges. Over 100 participants are attending the conference, with over 50 speakers elaborating on key issues. They are among the largest animals on the planet, but the day-to-day lives of pygmy blue whales have largely gone unseen until now. New footage by researchers have captured the intimate lives of these whales off the coast of Timor-Leste, all in the name of conservation and diplomacy.
The behemoths of the Banda Sea off Timor-Leste. These pygmy blue whales, seldom documented on video, captured alongside their calves.
One of the largest creatures on Earth, and we still know very little about them because the numbers are low and also they're highly elusive, so even the smallest amount of disturbance and they're gone.
Filming these creatures has been a team effort involving scientists from Australia with Timorese locals and tourism operators. What it's revealed is this corridor off the Banda Sea isn't just a foraging ground, footage revealing it's also a romantic hotspot.
To see these amazing animals in courtship behaviour, or to see mothers and calves nursing very closely together, and you wouldn't see that in a boat.
With pygmy blue whales an endangered species, the Timorese government wants to learn how to better protect the animals against the threats of climate change.
Especially to help in the saving our ocean, the planet, and all these creatures that we have in Timor.
The project is the start of a deep dive for whale research, economic opportunity and conservation between Australia and one of its closest neighbours, seeking more information about the elusive creatures of the deep.
Nauru President David Hadian says he hopes Chinese investment transform the tiny island nation after switching recognition from Taiwan. There is growing influence from Beijing in the Pacific region and notably in Nauru. Under Hadian's leadership, adamant support for Taiwan in January to formally recognize China. Hadian on Thursday confirmed the move was to try to attract Chinese investment. He said it is a great opportunity for Nauru to try and transform itself with the support of a country as large as China. The president's comments follow New Zealand Deputy Prime Minister Winston Peters' visit to the Micronesian nation after formal talks concluded on Thursday. Chinese influence was absent during Peters' whistle-stop tour. A China flag was taken from outside Nauru's government's office, and Chinese workers at the port were absent during a brief drive-through tour. In sports, the SPPNG Hunters pulled off a stunning upset in round 17 of the Hostplus Cup, defeating the North Devils 20-18 right at the full time. This thrilling match took place at Bismarck Park in Brisbane, Australia, and saw the Hunters narrowly trump over the Devils. The match began with the North Devils establishing an early lead. Mason Taggio scored the first try of the game in the 4th minute, and Andre Nico successfully converted it in the 5th minute, putting the Devils ahead. The Hunters responded in the 22nd minute with Alex Max crossed the line for their first try, and Jamie Mavoko's conversion in the 24th minute brought the score closer. The Devils extended their lead in the 34th minute with a try from Manaseko. Through this time, the conversion was missed. However, the Hunters quickly countered with a try from Finley Clare in the 37th minute, keeping the game tightly contested. At halftime, the score was 10-8 in favor of the Devils. Here are the highlights of the second half.
The man, Jenkins, is held up close to the line. They come out to the short side, pass out, and they're going to score here, Nico. Pass away. Benji caught. He's got Nima on the outside. Nima's going to score. What a try to the Hunters. On his boot, actually, he strikes it. He swings it around. Flags are up. The Hunters have won. 20 points to 18.
Thousands of young aspiring footballers have gathered in Canberra for one of Australia's biggest sporting tournaments, the Kanga Cup. Clubs from around the country and the globe are braving the cold for this week-long annual sporting festival.
United by football, there's no beating around the bush capital for these young players. How many goals are you going to kick this week?
1,000. Winning all the games. Taking corners and pretty much destroying kids.
Drawing more than 5,500 children to Canberra, it's enough to almost rival last year's World Cup. The Kanga Cup is the biggest junior football tournament in the Southern Hemisphere.
So we've got 355 teams in total, 130 ACT teams, 223 interstate teams, 2 international teams. We will be playing approximately 1,250 games in the coming week.
It's an annual highlight on the family calendar.
That's awesome. We've been looking forward to it just as much as the kids. Like, they're excited, so we're not sleeping.
Gives them like the bonding experience with all the girls and to help female football get bigger in Australia.
With many travelling far and wide, it's a welcome boost for local tourism.
We try to finish our games by 4, so they have the evening to just relax, go out, explore Canberra. We are expecting anywhere more than 10 million into the ACT economy.
While most are looking forward to getting onto the field,
I'm going to play Kanga Cup and I'm going to score more than 2 goals. Get to play with your friends.
Who's your best friend?
Passing to my teammates and scoring bangers.
Others have different priorities.
We're going go-karting and we're having a team lunch.
This and the midday news. Join us at 6 for the main bulletin.